Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will share with you a very beautiful bag recipe whose model belongs to a famous brand. Let's show you the model of our bag right away. Look, it is a very neat work up close. Let's look at the base right away. Look like this. The pattern is very easy to apply. It may seem like a very difficult model, but it is not at all. A very easy example. Let's look at the handle detail right away. The handle is like this. Let's see the inside of our bag right away. You can sew aces on this if you want, or you can use it with a bag. This is a mesh bag. Its very useful dimensions are very nice. In the video, I shared with you step by step how much rope I used and all the details of our bag's dimensions. I hope it will be a useful content. Before moving on to our detailed recipe, I would like to make a small request from you. You can subscribe to our channel for free, like the video, and leave your comments. I would be really happy. Let's move on to our recipe. I will use 100-gram shelf yarns from AXA Knitting Boutique for our bag. The knitting is very soft. There are many different color options. I will add the link to the Instagram account of AXA Knitting Boutique below in the description section. You can reach it by clicking there. My crochet hook size will be 3.25 millimeters. Again, you can find the crochet hook that I used from AXA Knitting Boutique. You can determine your own crochet hook size according to the thinness and thickness of your own yarn, the tightness and looseness of your knitting. I start knitting by removing the end of my yarn from inside. Its knitting is very soft, as if you are knitting cotton yarn. Look, its texture is like this. Let's start knitting right away. First, we start with a chain. We made our first chain a lock and created our loop. Now we prepare our starting chains a little looser than the setting we knitted. Now our model here for the beginning consists of multiples of 5. There will be 60 double crochets in total. We will obtain 60, 120 double crochets opposite each other. For this, we first pull and prepare my 60 chains. Now we pulled our 60 chains here. After 60 chains, I pull one more chain here. In other words, our model will continue in the form of multiples of 5, 5 plus, 5 plus. Finally, we will have pulled a plus 1 chain. In other words, we have prepared a total of 61 chains here. Now we will turn the reverse part of our chain, not the straight part. We will use these dotted lines on the back. Look, you will see it more easily when you hold it in your hand. We will use the dotted lines on the back. Now look at the dot here. I am filling my yarn. I am leaving 1 or 2 chains here. I took out a stitch by sinking into the back cut line of the third chain. I have 3 stitches. I am filling them. I am knitting a single crochet by collecting 3 of them at once. By the way, look, there are 2 chains left, 60 and 61 chains. We will accept this as a single crochet, so in total the pattern consists of multiples of 5, 60, 120 pieces in total. We will have obtained a single double crochet. I am filling and coming immediately. I am removing a stitch to the back dotted line of the next chain. I am collecting 3 stitches at once. I am wrapping. I am inserting into the next back dotted line. I am removing the stitch of the next chain. I am extending it a little like this. Look, I am collecting 3 stitches at once. I am wrapping. I am inserting into the next chain, removing the stitch and extending it a little. Look, I am filling like this. I am removing 3 at once. Let's do it one more time. I am inserting into the next chain. Look, when I remove a stitch, I am not keeping the stitch short. I am extending it and removing 3 at once. Now we knit our single double crochets in this way until the end of the row, which is also called a tight needle. It is also useful to mention this. Now we are finishing our single double crochets until the end of the row. Now we have come to the end of our row. We fill the last chain with our yarn, and in the last chain we take out a loop by inserting it into the back cut line and knit a single crochet. Now the short yarn will remain in between like this. We fill the hook again. Look, we enter the same chain, that is, we will insert it into the last chain again and hide the short yarn like this at this stage. We take out a loop. There are 3 loops. We wrapped it and collected all 3 at once. Look, we have made a turn. I stretched this loop a lot. Let's collect it like this. Look, we come back to the last chain and do a single crochet. Now we will insert the chains directly across in the same way and knit 60 single crochets on this side. I am filling. Look at the next chain I am inserting. I am hiding the short yarn at this stage. I removed the loop. I collected 3 loops at once. I am immediately hollowing it out like this so that I can insert it more easily. I am filling. Look, the chain immediately at the bottom of the crochets. The chain is now at this stage. Look, it will look like a spike. I am filling like this on our hook. There is a point that we are looking at now. I am diving into the next chain, taking out a loop and collecting 3 loops at once. I wrapped it, diving into the next chain, hiding the short yarn, and see our single crochet. We will knit opposite crochets until we reach the last point here. Now we have come to the end of our row. We are diving the single crochet that we knitted here to the point with the chain, and we are extending our loop and knitting the single crochet. Now since we will dive opposite the point where the chain is, that point will be here again. Look, I am filling. I come to the same space and knit another single crochet. The single crochet opposite these 2 chains becomes. Now, without touching the 2 chains, I am diving the single crochet directly on top. I took out a stitch. I take out the stitch I took out from the waiting stitch. I passed it. See, we have created the top space of 2 chains like this with the slip method. See, we will accept this as a double crochet. Now I go up 2 chains here again. I fill with the hook and I came here. See, I made a slip. I am sinking into the top of the single crochet like this. I take out my stitch and definitely extend the stitch like this. I wrapped it and collect 3 stitches at once. We continue to knit single crochets. I fill it and immediately sink into the top of the next single crochet. It should come out like this from the back. See, I took out the stitch and definitely extend it and knit the single crochet, the top of the next double crochet. Look, I took out the stitch from here like this and definitely extend the stitch and collect 3 stitches at once. From now on, 120. There is a single treble crochet. I will continue by knitting treble crochets on these treble crochets. Look, like this. Now until the end of the row, we will knit each one again, and on the way back, we will knit our treble crochets, 1 for each. In total, there will be 120 treble crochets. Immediately, share the end and the beginning with you quickly. Now we have come to the end of our row. You see this last shift here. This shift was giving us the top space of 2 chains, that is, the top space of the treble crochet. We are not touching this again. Look, we will not knit the space here. We are not touching the 2 chains again. I am directly knitting the first. I am sinking into the top of the treble crochet. Look, like this. I took off a stitch from here. I took off the stitch. I passed this shift point by sliding it from the waiting stitch while working the model, while setting up the model. We will continue to accept it as a single crochet. Now I go up with 2 chains again. I wrap it around my hook and come back. Look, I sink to the top of the first single crochet I knitted, extend my stitch and collect 3 of them at once. We do it like this for a long time so that the pattern shows itself. Look like this. It is also very comfortable to knit. Especially this raffia yarn is really easy to knit. As if you were knitting cotton yarn, as I said. It does not hurt the hand at all. If there are those who have difficulty, I definitely recommend that they try this axle knitting, but in 100-gram raffia yarns, in paper yarn, raffia yarns, different raffia yarns. Now look, it's 1, 2, 3 rows. Now continue this until it's 4 rows. We will complete it as I described here. Now let's knit 4 rows, then finish it. And now how do we set up the model? Let's share it with you right away. Now look, we are approaching the end of our row. Here we are in our 1, 2, 3, 4th row, and we finish the last single crochets by sinking to their tops. Look, we will count at the slip point. So here again, I don't touch 2 chains. We come to the top of the first crochet, make a loop and make our slip. Now look, we have completed the row here. Look, we knitted the single crochet in 4 rows. I want to show it like this. It is a very neat work. We will apply it with steam last. Look, if there is a little disorder, etc., it will be completely eliminated with ironing. Now we are moving on to setting up the model. After the slip point, look, we are at the top of the first single crochet we knitted. Now at this point we pull our 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains like this and we turn the knitting upside down now while turning it upside down. Look, we will accept the slip point as 1. We will sink into the 2, 3, 4, 5th point. Now look, I see this point at the slip point. I am here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. I sink into the space, I make a stitch after 6 chains. I took it off, I passed the stitch by slipping it through the waiting stitch. Now at this point, look, I pull one of my chains like this. Now I turn the knitting plane like this. I fill my hook directly and see the slip point and the first chain that comes here. I wrapped my hook immediately and I knitted the first chain here. I made a stitch. There are 3 stitches. I fill. I knitted a single crochet by collecting 3 of them at once. I fill. One time in my next chain, look, we had 6 chains here. Now I sink into the second one. I made a stitch. There are 3 stitches. I am filling them together again. We knitted 2 together and knitted 1 double crochet. Now we will wrap it twice. Look, I am inserting into 2 in the next chain. Look, I took off a stitch. Now there are 4 stitches. I am filling them together again. I am inserting 2 together again. I am inserting 2 together and we knitted a triple crochet. We have established our model with a single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet. We start with 6 chains. Then look, we are in the flat part again. We pulled our 1, 2, 3 chains and the knitting is like this. Now we are reversing. Look, after 3 chains, we are not counting the point we knitted. We are inserting into our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th space from the next point. We said that the model consists of multiples of 5. We took off a stitch from this point and passed it by sliding it through our waiting stitch. Now we are turning a chain right at this point and knitting to the flat part. It is such an easy model that you will see this very easily when you take it in your hand and knit it. I am directly filling it into my hook. Now there are 3 chains here. We will repeat the same knitting with single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet. After this, we see that we have settled the model. I am filling. I immediately sank my next chain point. Let's not make the single crochets too long here. I collected 3 of them at once. I am filling. I immediately sank the next chain and filled the double crochet. Now I'm filling in twice. I'm inserting into the 3rd chain and triple crochet. 2 together, 2 together, 2 together. At this stage, if you think I'm knitting too fast, you can slow it down or conversely speed it up and watch. Look, we've set up 2 models. Now we're pulling our 1, 2, 3 chains again, and we're immediately turning the knitting over like this. And we have entered the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th space and made a loop. We have slipped the loop we have removed. We are turning 1 chain to the flat side right here, knitting right away. See, I am filling and I have entered the 1st chain and made a loop. There are 3 loops. I have collected all 3 of them at once. I am filling the next chain, double crochet 2, 2. I am filling twice, triple crochet in the 3rd chain, 2, 2, 2. See maintenance. I hope it is understandable. Now we will knit these 3 models that I have described until the end of the row. See, we will continue immediately in the same way until this chain point we started. That is, we continue in this way until the end of the row. See, now we have come to the end of our row. After making the point here, we continue in the same way. We pull our 3 chains and turn our knitting. Now when we turn, look here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th point should be the top of the 1st crochet, which should be the point we started with. Now I am sinking to this point. In other words, look here, the chain here, we have entered the 1st crochet top, we have removed our loop, it makes our slipping, then we pull a chain here again and knit again. We apply the same model by turning, look, single treble crochet to the 1st chain, double treble crochet to the next one, wrapping it twice, and in the 3rd year we knit triple treble crochet to the 3rd chain. I do not lengthen the stitches too much. At this point, I lengthen the stitches as if I were knitting a single treble crochet. Now look, there is no point left to go forward. What am I going to do? Do I leave the stitch here immediately? Look, there is a chain point and here is the 3rd chain where we knitted the triple treble crochet. I sink to this point, take the stitch from here and look from the bottom. We pass our knitting immediately, then we do the same process again. Look, 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains. We pull 6 chains and turn the knitting music. From now on, our work is easier. Where are we going to sink? No V chains anymore. Always look at these intermediate spaces. We will sink in these spaces. I am coming after 6 chains. I sink into the intermediate space. I take a stitch from here. First I slip, just like I did the single treble crochet. After slipping, I pull one of my chains. I turn my knitting. I fill my hook directly. Look, the same process is coming. Single treble crochet to the first chain, double treble crochet to the second chain. I knit the triple treble crochet in the third chain. We go up 123 times. Look, our starting point is here. This is the end, and the starting point will not go up in a single row like this. It will always be shifted to the right. It will be shifted to the right, just like we do in the networks, the end. And when we see the very distinct chain point at the beginning, we understand that this is the end. Now the model will continue as is, but I want to show it in this part. Look, the model is mutually equal, just like in the original. There is still one left on the edges. Then look, the other model always overlaps. The number is quite regular. It fits nicely. It has a very simple structure. Believe me, you never want to let go of it. It is very enjoyable. You can work them in such colorful ways. Now look, what will we do? We knitted the triple treble crochet here. We will repeat the same process. That is the process we did in the first model. A 2-3 chain. After 3 chains, we turned our knitting immediately. And look, we are sinking in this gap and slipping one first, then a chain. We turned it to the flat part. We are filling. Single treble crochet in the first chain immediately. I'm filling in second chain. Double crochet, I'm filling it twice. Triple crochet in the third chain. We're going up in 3 times. Look. As I said, we call it a single treble crochet because we go up once, and a double treble crochet because we go up twice, and a triple treble crochet because we go up 3 times. Look, the model is set in this way. Now the same process, 1, 2, 3 chains, we immediately turn it upside down, and a slip chain in the space in between, turning it again, and turning it is not very difficult. Look, we knit single, double, triple, treble crochets. Your hand gets used to it anyway. It is very easy to knit. But I am saying this for this yarn. If you do it with a different yarn, you may have difficulty. There will be differences in measurements. Sometimes, even if we use the same yarn and the same crochet hook number, your measurement may be a little less or a little more than the measurements I gave. This will change due to our knitting density and looseness. Now I want to complete this row. Let's share the ending and the beginning here with you once more. Look, we have come to the end of our row again. We are at this point. What will we do? After finishing the model immediately, as in the other points, we pull our 3 chains and turn the knitting needle a little and see the point where we will sink. We sink into this triangle space between the 2 models. We take out a loop and make a slip, pull a chain again and turn the knitting needle to the flat side again and apply the same model to the 3 chains here. First a single treble crochet, double treble crochet, wrapping it twice, this treble crochet. See, I am stretching the loop here, and we will complete the model here. I sink into the chain. We have knitted the triple treble crochet. I took the loop and passed it through this point, and now I start pulling my chain. I pull my 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains. See, the row is joined again after 6 chains. I apply the same model by turning. See, I come to the intermediate space, slipping, turning a chain again. You practice this so much that after you get used to your hand, we have completed the model immediately with a single treble crochet, 2 treble crochets and triple treble crochet. I will show you like this. Look, the model looks really nice. Now we have set up the ground. Here we will continue knitting our model until we reach the next stage. I will share with you how many rows I knitted right away. Now look, I continued the model here and knitted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows here. Originally, after the 9th row, the closed triangles here have been created. Look, we will continue to knit without the holy appearance. But you cannot do this if you want. If you are not going to embroider a branded logo or something here, It can be done without a bead. It does not have to be like this, but it is useful to show. Now look, we have knitted 12 rows here. We will count diagonally like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows. Now I found this exact middle part in row 12. Look, my starting point is at the back end and start. How do I adjust this right now when I hold the edges? 1, 2, 3, look, a model on the edge. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, model on the right. An edge model here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 model on the left. The sixth is right in the middle. I put one hook here so you can see it easily. Look, we knitted the model up to this point as we described normally now here. Normally we would make 3 chains and make turns, but since we will work this place closed, I make a chain and turn my knitting upside down immediately. I fill the point where this triple treble crochet is with a hook. 1 single treble crochet, triple treble crochet, filling a single treble crochet on top of the double treble crochet, and wrapping it twice over the single treble crochet. Look, I am knitting 1 triple treble crochet right at this point. We are doing the exact opposite. Look, we filled the model like this. When it was on the reverse side, we would normally pull 3 chains and sink to this point. Now look, I am sinking into the triangle space again. I made a loop. I am making my slip. I pulled a chain. Now I am turning it to the flat side. Look, I am filling like this. Now there is a triple treble, double treble, single treble here. We will find the same process as we did 3 chains here. I am filling. I immediately come to the top space of the triple treble. Look, I am filling 1 single treble. Double treble comes on the double treble again, wrapping it twice, and triple treble to the top of the single treble. Here we are knitting our treble crochet now. Look, there is 1 full in the middle part, then 1, 2, 3 models like this, side by side. We are dead. Now we will continue normally. Look, we left it here. We pull 1, 2, 3 chains and turn the knitting music upside down again. We made our slip by sinking into the space in between, turning a chain again, single treble crochet, double treble crochet, and triple crochet. We continue in the form of a treble crochet. Now look, we will apply the model exactly as we described until we will come to the point where this full triangle that forms the front of our bag is. Now look, we have come to our triangle point here again, after establishing our same model in our gap here. Look, after seeing the full point, we immediately pull a chain like this and turn our knitting, wrapping it around our hook. I fill 1 single treble crochet on the top of the last triple treble crochet we knitted, and a double treble crochet on the top of the double treble crochet. Here we also wrap it twice and knit our triple treble crochet on the top of the single treble crochet. Then look, after the triple treble crochet here, by the way, there is a single treble crochet point. We will immediately sink into the middle part where this single treble crochet is. Look, we did our slip by sinking into the middle part here. We pull a chain and turn our knitting. Again here, a single treble crochet on the top of the triple treble crochet. Double treble crochet on the double treble crochet. We knit a triple crochet over a single crochet by wrapping it twice. We pull a chain again and turn the knitting again, making a single crochet over a triple crochet, double crochet over a double crochet. We wrap it twice and immediately knit our triple crochet over the single crochet. Then look, we are sinking into the space after the triple crochet. We have made our slip. We pull a chain and turn the knitting in the same way again. Look, I am filling the single crochet immediately. While going up from the bottom, we continue in the form of single crochet, double crochet, triple crochet. As we go down from the top, it will be the opposite: triple handrail, single handrail, double handrail, triple handrail. Look, this way we complete the model. Now we have finished this point. Look, here now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 models. We fill 1, 3, 5 on the right and 1 on the left, and we form the triangle in this way. After this, after making the triple crochet, pull 1, 2, 3 chains. We continue to apply the model in the same way by sinking into the intermediate space and making turns with 3 chains, double banister. By wrapping it twice, we knit the triple treble crochet to the 3rd chain here. The pattern will continue in the same way. Look, let's say plain like this. Now we will continue like this until the end of the row, join it and move on to the new row. We will come to this full point here. Look, we have come to our point here again, the full point. Immediately after setting up the pattern, we do not make a chain, that is 3 chains anymore. After making our turn by making only 1 chain, the triple treble crochet, the single treble crochet, the double treble crochet in the middle. We knit our triple treble crochet on top of the single treble crochet by wrapping it twice. Now look here, after this triple treble crochet, there is a single treble crochet in between. We immediately sink into the space where it is and make a slip. We pull a chain and knit again. And look, as we go up, we immediately knit the triple treble crochet on top of the body of the triple treble crochet. Just like the 3 chains, we knit the triple treble crochet on top of the double treble crochet by wrapping it twice. Then we pull a chain again and finish our knitting. We turned it right here. Look at the top of the triple banister, the single banister in the middle, the double banister and the one at the end. We knit our triple treble crochet, then look, after the long triple treble crochet, there is a short single treble crochet. When we follow these immediately, we see the top. We dip into this space and slide a chain and look again, a single treble crochet on the top of the triple treble crochet, a double treble crochet on the double treble crochet and a triple treble crochet right at the point where the single treble crochet is. Look, then we turn the chain again and we start with a single treble crochet again as we go down from the top. And we knitted the triple treble crochet on top of the single treble crochet. Now this is the point we will fix. Look, there is a gap after the triple treble crochet. We fixed it in the gap and immediately pull a chain and continue our knitting in the same way. Single treble crochet, double treble crochet, triple railing. Look. Originally 5 rows were knitted. Now we knitted 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. We will complete this to 5 rows. After knitting 5 rows, we will continue as we described here. Then we will continue knitting with holes and how we pass this place with holes. I will share this with you right away. Look, now we knitted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. The filled point here. Now it has come to the end. We will not fill any more from now on. We will continue with chains as in the other parts. After applying the model to the last space, we pull our 1, 2, 3 chains and turn the knitting reverse again. See, when we turn, we do not sink into the long triple treble crochet point, but into the space where the short single treble crochet is. We take out a stitch, make a slip and knit a chain again. See, we continue the same process. Single treble crochet, double treble crochet and triple treble crochet. Look, we passed in this way. We pull 1, 2, 3 chains again to this point, turn the knitting reverse, not the long triple treble crochet. Look, this short single treble crochet is in the wide space in between. So look what happened to the triple treble crochets. At the point where there are 3 treble crochets, I immediately dip into the top and make a slip and pull a chain, and look, we will knit the model like this. Then the other side, that is, the upper parts, will continue the same way. If I remember correctly, there were 4 more rows in the original. You can adjust these numbers according to yourself. I'm turning 3 chains again. See that it is a single crochet, not a long one. Do not dip into the gap and slip 1 chain again. I continue the same knitting by turning. I am going through these a little fast because we have now grasped the model. These points are now understood. We are only repeating the points we will sink. In fact, I am turning 123 chains again. Look, I come to the point where the single crochet is and throw it and continue the same process. I do not cut these points so that it is understandable until the end. Look, it knits very easily. The yarn is so soft that it didn't hurt my hand at all, as if I were knitting a cotton rope. Now I turned 1, 2, 3 chains here again and I came. Look, I'm passing the last birthplace. Now it's sunk into the triangle space and it will continue the same from now on. We sunk into the last space. Look, this part is also passed like this. We will iron it last. We will level it. Look, we knitted the triangle part like this. From now on, it looks like we will knit another 3 or 4 rows. It will continue in the same way. Look, depending on the size of the bag, it stays a little on the upper part of the bag. You can do this lower as well. You can also make it exactly in the middle. This is completely up to your taste. Now, let's move on to making the last row. We will knit 1, 2 more rows. We will finish the last mouth part with a single crochet. Then we will move on to knitting the handle part. Look, after completing the triangle here, we knitted 1, 2, 3 rows and finished this point. Now we are at the back part. We are at the opposite point. We will finish here. After knitting the last triple treble crochet here, look, we were sinking to the bottom of the triple treble crochet. We knitted here and passing the loop here. After doing this, now I will pull a couple of chains, wrap it around the beginning of the hook, and I am sinking the loop in the same space here. I am filling. There are 3 loops. I am collecting 3 of them at once. As in the beginning, that is like here, we will have completed our model by knitting a row with single treble crochets. Now I am sinking into the space in between. Look, there is a space at the point where the triple treble crochet is. I am sinking into this space, extending the loop, collecting 3 of them at once. I am wrapping it. Now I am coming to the wide space right now, into this space, 1. Until we knitted 1 triple and 2 single crochets. I'm sinking right into the space in between. Look, we knitted our single crochet here, then right into that space. Look, there's a space here. We're knitting our single crochet into this space. I am filling immediately. I am filling 2 single crochets, 1 or 2 in the wide space here. Right here, look. I wrapped a single crochet again to the bottom of the triple crochet. We knitted a chain. Right here, 1 single crochet in the intermediate space and 2 single crochets in this intermediate space. We will proceed in this way. If it tightens, you can do 3, but 2 will be enough. We continue like this until the end of the row. We will finish the mouth part with a single crochet and break our yarn here, and now we will move on to doing the pure part. We have come to the final point here, so that there is not too much space. We knitted 1 more here. In this wide space, we knitted 3 single crochets. Now I am cutting a little bit of my yarn and taking it out directly. Look, I am not touching our loop and the chained point. I am dipping into the top of the single crochet here and immediately passing the yarn from front to back. Then I am dipping into these 2 lines and passing the yarn from the point it came from. Look, I am tightening in this part. Then we will take the yarn inside and hide it. I knitted one of the handles here. Now I will prepare the second one with you. At the beginning, mount the handle on the bag. We leave some yarn to sew and start working with the chain immediately. After locking our first chain, we pull our chains in a way that they are a little looser than the setting we knitted. You can adjust your chain as much as you want according to the length of the handle you want. I pull a total of 80 chains and complete them. Let's prepare our 80 chains. After pulling our 80 chains, we turn our chain upside down as we did at the beginning. Leave the last chain and make a loop by directly inserting it into the back cut line of another chain. I extend it a little like this. There are 2 loops. I wrap them. I get my frequent needles by knitting them both at the same time. Now look at the back cut line of the chain. I'm sinking. I took out a loop directly. There are 2 loops. I wrap them, a single crochet. Now the handle consists of a chain and a single crochet. Now we sink into the back cut line of each chain. We knit our single crochets by extending the loop a little. Now we continue by knitting our single crochets until the last chain. Here, now look, we've come to the end of the row. We're going to knit 3 single crochets into the last chain here. I'm leaving this yarn right below. Look, we're not going to hide this. The yarn we're going to use for this stitch, I've sinked one. the second single crochet and the third single crochet into the last chain. We have applied the technique we did on the oval basis for the return. Now I am moving on to the opposite side. Look, the chains will now remain on the hook in the form of a spike. And in the same way, we will knit our single crochets by inserting them into the chain points, by inserting them into the bases of the single crochets. In this way, until we come to the end of our row as much as the tip part here. And we have knitted our single crochet here by inserting it into the chain point where the last single crochet is. Now we will not knit the third single crochet to this point. There are two single crochets opposite each other. We will insert it into the top of the first single crochet and make our slip. We have pulled our one chain. Let's extend the stitch like this enough for us to sew. I cut this point in the same way. I am removing the yarn from the ball. I want to tell you how much yarn is used right away. I use 2 balls. It is sold as balls. The yarns are 100 grams. You can find it at Aksa Knitting Boutique. I will add the Instagram account to the description. Approximately 150 grams of yarn is enough because we have more yarn from the second ball. Let's say that too. Now look, we made long yarns. We will place them at the ends. But before placing them, let's give the dimensions of our bag and the handle in centimeters. Let's see how many centimeters it is with 80 chains. I adjusted our handle by eye so that it will be worn on the shoulder. I look like this. Our handle is 50 centimeters long. Let's see the width and length of our bag. Let's measure from your plate. Look, our bag is 33 centimeters. It has a width of 33 centimeters. It is 37 centimeters long. Yes, it is now 37 centimeters long. The covers are like this. Now using an atomy needle. Look, using an atomy needle like this, we will immediately place our handle. Like this, the flat part. Look, it will be facing out. I will place it like this, matching the point where the triangle is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, from the fourth part, it is quite easy to adjust. Because of the pattern, I immediately attach my thread, an atomy needle, and here, 1, 2, 3, 4. From here again, I will place the ends of my handle so that they are in the 1, 2, 3, 4th part. Let's show it like this. I will look again. I place it at the 1, 2, 3, 4th point. I brought it here. Look, we will easily do our sewing inside. I am both sinking into the bag and sinking into the handle. Look, it is very easy to sew. We will sew it without taking it out and without spoiling the knitting pattern. Look, I take it out from time to time and we do it according to the pattern of the knitting in this part. And we don't spoil you and we fix this part nicely. Then we pass our stitching through the appropriate gaps from the edges. We will sew it firmly without breaking the knitting pattern. We will also remove the excess yarn. We will place our handle at this point 1, 2, 3, 4 and here. By the way, I ironed the handle nicely with a steam feather before knitting it. You can also flatten it with your hand and place it in the knitting and iron it with a steam feather. I will iron the handles again last after placing them. Look, we will complete our bag like this. I will share it with you in its final form immediately. We have completed our bag by sewing it with our handles. Our recipe was like this. I hope you like it and try it. I wish convenience to those who will do it. Don't forget to like our video, leave a comment and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye until we see you in the next video.